Manual breathing, swallowing, and blinking can really be at the heart of sensorimotor OCD. This is where people get so frustrated, so fixated on these previously kind of normal bodily functions that they kind of feel that they're not able to do it normally anymore, and that they kind of need to control it. They need to kind of breathe manually, or they need to swallow manually. And within this is this idea that there's a correct way of doing these things. Sensorimotor OCD kind of stops us from doing these things in a natural way. And we get fixated on it so much that we tell ourselves that we've kind of forgotten how to do these things naturally. This isn't the case. This is actually a trick of the sensorimotor OCD. It wants you to believe that, because actually that's what kind of keeps you stuck in the cycle of trying to figure it out, trying to have certainty about it, and trying to go back to how things were before. When we're manually breathing, of course, all we're really doing is we're doing a compulsion. Same with swallowing, same with blinking, and the same with any other type of sensorimotor OCD that you might be struggling with, because of course, there's a lot of different types, and, you can end up doing this bodily action, kind of on purpose, consciously doing it all the time. And sometimes even it can get very confusing as to whether you're doing it manually or not. And I think that can become another confusing compulsion on its own, where you're constantly checking in with yourself. Am I breathing manually? Am I swallowing manually? How do I know if I'm doing that or not? And then we start looking for certainty about that. And if you're struggling with sensorimotor OCD, I do have a 12-week program that is specifically designed to help you to break free from sensorimotor OCD. It's really built on my own personal experiences, and from now having worked with many, many people who struggle with these things. So if you're interested in that, you can head over to my website at robertjamescoaching.com and book in for a free discovery call. There's a link in the show notes. And so if you're struggling with manual breathing or swallowing or blinking, no matter what it is, try to remind yourself that the important thing here is you need to try to find a way to let go, to allow your bodily sensations to go back to normal. There isn't an exact way of doing these things. And I think this is where the problem comes from. What we tend to tell ourselves is that we need to do these things in just the right way, or they're never going to go back to normal. And so we start researching it. We start thinking about it all the time. Maybe we start reading about it, or I don't know, you're effectively just trying to find the answer. You're looking for the perfect solution, because sensorimotor OCD, like all types of OCD, it's actually about uncertainty. We don't like the uncertainty of not knowing exactly how we should be doing it. And so what we end up doing is kind of controlling it in this way, manually doing it. And that gives us a sense that we're doing something about it. Really, what we've got to do, and I know, this is obvious in a way, but we do have to learn to let go, because the truth is that your body already knows how to do these things. You don't need to tell it to do it in a specific way. It already knows exactly how you need to do it. And what we have to do is find a way to kind of get out of our own way, to come more into the present moment. Because to be honest, in the present, there aren't really any problems. It's when we get stuck in our head, when we're overthinking, overanalyzing, trying to have certainty about it all the time. That's when the problems really do begin. And so if you can find a way to come more into the present, this is why I spend a lot of time working with people on their values, because when we focus much more on our why, on what brings meaning and purpose to us in our lives, what helps us to feel aligned and authentic, and when we try our best to focus our attention on those things, even if the awareness is there in the background, at some point, often we begin to get momentary relief from it, where we realize, well, perhaps I haven't been consciously or manually breathing or swallowing for, a few minutes. Maybe you let go of it for some time. And when we do let go, when we do focus on other things and just get on with our life, you know what happens? Well, the body, it just takes over again and it starts to do those things for you naturally. And this is really a big part of it is learning how to let go and learning how to allow your body to take over again and to do what it already knows to do. And how we do that is really learning how to focus our attention more onto the present moment and much more onto our values. So there we go, guys. I really hope that you found that helpful. Remember, I do offer a free discovery call. To get that, you can head over to my website, robertjamescoaching.com. There's a link in the show notes. I really hope that you found it helpful, and I will see you next time. This video is for education only. It's not therapy or medical advice. If you're struggling, please speak with a licensed mental health professional.